Hi, we're gonna look at more Magic spoilers today. Didn't do any yesterday, so we have a couple days to catch up on. I feel like probably we've seen most of the really crazy cards of the set, I would imagine. Given that we saw Nicole Bolas, I think there's a new Ugin, which is exciting, and then I heard about a new Karn. But I don't know, I feel like maybe the insanity of spoiler season has peaked already. These are a bunch of commons and one uncommon that all have the same. Oh no, never mind. I thought it was like the artist was the same. This guy's totally vanilla. I'm not gonna bother trying to read it. We have a lot of cards to get through. Last one. Ooh, okay, all right. It's kind of interesting. Sure. Okay, that's not that insane. This is actually like pretty decent a line of text. The fact that in most decks this is just going to get you a 1/1 on top of all of that is not totally terrible or irrelevant. This is good for protecting your combo and stuff if you have kind of a delicate multiple small creatures combo or something, and you just want to combo off without anybody getting in your way. Maybe, I don't know. I'm going to say, well, we don't even know what it's called. It doesn't seem worth making a prediction about. It's like, is anyone going to be surprised if it shows up where it shows up? It's more that the rest of the deck that it shows up in is going to be surprising. Major death coming in war. All right, well, let's see. Okay. Who we lost? But who is that? Is this someone? Should I recognize who this is? Ought I to recognize from the face? But I do not. Because in the end, perhaps I am not as a Volthros as I'd like to imagine. Alright, new Krenko. That's the Goblin War Boss. Look at that, though. If it's something directly printed on a card, I'm right there. I'm right there. Oh, in Chinese. We will read a translation for that, for sure. Never attacks, put a +1/+1 counter on it, then create a number of 1/1 red goblin tokens equal to its power. Oh, that's a lot of fun. That is actually so much fun. What a great way to combine the go big and go wide strategies the Goblin players might like to do in this sort of mid-range aggro thing. Unfortunately, that is not really the position that Goblins are usually in. I think this is too slow to be kind of the forefront of a Goblin deck. Oh, equal to its power. I couldn't understand what this comment meant. But then I realized it was equal to its power, not equal to the number of +1/+1 counters on it. Ooh, okay, that changes things. That changes things. That's like, yeah, now the big wombo combo potential of just buffing it crazy hard and then getting a little army of goblins. It's what, a 3-drop? I don't know. It's like I'm tempted to only think about this in the lens of goblins, in things that have goblin synergy. So running this, making a bunch of your little guys, making goblin grenades and stuff. But I don't know. Maybe this is just kind of some crazy mono. No. Like Gruul aggro deck. Nah, you know what though? I still can't quite see it. It'd be kind of cool. This kind of pseudo combo deck could potentially be a lot of value. But no, I don't think so. Okay, Zombie Elf Wizard, nice. This combat damage to a player or planeswalker, return to your hand target creature or planeswalker in your graveyard that wasn't put there this combat. Okay. Yeah, all right, sure. These are pretty impressive stats. Trample is nice. The mana cost is a little screwy, but not overly prohibitive. This effect is quite nice too. Yeah, this is like pretty pushed. So much so that I kind of feel like it must have some sort of home in like a Golgari mid-range standard deck, if that exists. If the Golgari deck exists, it probably wants this. But I don't know if that deck will exist. I don't have a wide enough scope of this set or of standard in general. Right now, it kind of feels like mid-range is in a rough shape in standard. You either go like super aggro and just rip through your deck with like a million instants, or you play control and just try to weather that storm and then close them out and lock them out of the game with like a Teferi or something, right? That's my incredibly ignorant view of standard right now. So I don't know. Will an infusion of planeswalkers kind of push the decks towards like a middle, grindy but constantly grinding for advantage type of format where it's like not so just controlling or something? Ooh, new Nihari. Okay, that's exciting. Okay, this is another card. Let's just see pictures. Are there no pictures? No pictures. Okay, let's skip around the video a little bit, I guess. See if we can see. No pictures. No picture. Where's? Maybe right at the start. Probably right at the start. No. What? I don't get it. How can they spoil the card and not actually show the card? Oh, okay. So here's the stone blades that are on fire but are stone blades. All right, sure. That's a card that I'm sure is a functional reprint of something. I like this flavor too, that her and Sauron are just fighting still, but they don't care really seemingly about Nicol Bolas, or at least Nihari certainly doesn't. She's just super pissed off at Sauron. Even though, you know, it was Nicol Bolas's plan that made Sauron and the others unleash the Eldrazi in the first place. But whatever. Yeah, the fact that it's just not everyone lined up fighting Bolas all at once, but that there's all of these kind of tangential conflicts is quite entertaining to me. All right, here she is. Creatures you control have first strike, and equip abilities you activate cost 1 less to activate. That sort of global reduction makes me think that there might be something screwy. I don't know, some sort of repeated target abuse or some sort of repeated abuse of like when X is equipped, do such and such. Nothing is coming to mind right now because none of these cards usually make any sort of mark. But something that, well, I mean, there's free equip costs anyways, like stuff like Swiftfoot Boots or whatever they're called. That's equip 0. So I guess this doesn't really change anything. But I don't know, it's exciting. What's her ability? X damage to target top creature. Okay, cool. Flavorful. Because, you know, she's all about the sealing people away, so you're already tapped. Now you're going to get lithomanced. Minus X is very cool. The fact that this can come down for 4 mana and just... Well, the tapped creature restriction is actually so brutal. Because the stuff you're trying to get rid of with targeted damage is usually like utility creatures, and not stuff that's like swinging in necessarily. I mean, a lot of stuff taps to activate too, so that's nice, but they can just like not tap it when they see Nihari come down, right? Like, I don't know. Maybe it's okay. That's what we'll put. Maybe it's okay. I haven't seen like a single equipment in this set so far. Have I? I don't think so. There's the bow. This is arc bow, but that's just an artifact. So I don't really see any synergy in standard with that. Creatures getting first strike is kind of nice. It's mostly just this ability is kind of cool. You know, you just bring this down ASAP, and then you just have this kind of like pseudo nuke that makes them hesitate to do a lot of stuff, and then can kind of combo with something that taps them down anyways, and then you just blam. I don't know. Okay. Ooh, new Sauron. All right, that's exciting. Of course, Sauron and Planeswalkers have lifelink. Well, don't spoil the card for me. Just show me the card, please. Thank you. Creatures and planeswalkers you control have lifelink. So this is a good example, of course, of a planeswalker dealing direct damage. Stuff like Gideon, stuff like Nihari, actually. They kind of combo together nicely. Turn target creature with converted mana cost X from your graveyard to the battlefield. That creature is a vampire in addition to its other types. This actually seems pretty cool. Being able to ping planeswalkers directly with a planeswalker is pretty cool and not that common. And definitely in this environment, you're going to have lots and lots of suitable targets. This reanimation is really nice too. In fact, you can go up to 6 and then res something that's like a 6-drop. I mean, if you're playing just a pure Reanimator style deck, there's definitely things that are a lot faster than a 4-drop. But yeah, it's not bad. Even just dropping this, resing something CMC 4, like, that's not terrible. I don't know, man. It seems pretty pushed, doesn't it? Like, it's one of those cards that I'm not really sure the shells that support it really need it, but they definitely pushed it to that point. Like, it's not just because it's clearly a bad card in my mind. So I'm gonna say, like, but it's like, what deck wants this? Like, what is the plan here? It would have to be kind of just some more, like, grindy type of match where you're establishing board control, you're having Sauron eat people, you're maybe having some more direct damage planeswalkers build you life and stuff with Sauron out. And then as like your kind of continual on the side plan, you're just like dumping cards into your graveyard, which can synergize with a lot of cards in these colors. And then you're waiting for good resurrection targets, and it's almost like a toolbox sort of thing. Nah, it's just, it doesn't add up to me. All these things I'm saying. What is this deck? What is this deck I'm describing? Will it ever exist? Probably not. But it's so pushed. I want to say yes, but where? So let's see. Soren's Thirst. Okay. So you're out of the wall. Dang right. Are they fighting on top of Ugin? Get off of Ugin. He's busy trying to kill his brother. He doesn't have time for this stupid feud that's like only been relevant for like 100 years at most. Is it? I don't know. Maybe it's been more than 100 years. I don't really know. Single combat. Is this a story? Okay. Each player chooses a creature or planeswalker they control and sacrifices the rest. Players can't cast creature or planeswalker spells until their next turn. Alright, that's kind of neat. It's very flavorful, very exciting. It's going to lead for like super dramatic moments all the time. I don't think it's that good. Like stuff like Cataclysm is okay because you're also nuking everything else, but just nuking creatures. This wording I think is new. Then sacrifices the rest. Is that? I don't know if they've worded it like that before, but now I'm not sure. Yeah, it's a pretty funny flavor text still. I don't know. I just really like this concept that they're just fighting each other all the time. Could this see play? I don't think so. Cataclysm type effects like have to be costed really aggressively, and the fact that this is a 5-drop isn't really doing me so much favors. The fact that you can't cast creature spells on your next turn is really bad. It's kind of like a backwards asymmetry, right? Like, normally you play board wipe spells because you'll have the head start in reestablishing your board, but because you don't have time until... You can't play anything until the end of your next turn, so then your next turn ends, their next turn begins, and they have the first shot at reestablishing board presence. It's just like, what? Like, is that good? Is that what anyone wanted? So I'm thinking no. Single combo, no. So flavorful, though. Basically a time walk. Is this a new card? Oh, yeah, I think basically a time walk is, yeah. Your spell's basically is a seed time walk. True. Seed time, yeah, seed time says a time walk. Okay. Alright, Stoneblade, we already saw this. God Pharaoh's Statue. That's interesting title. Spells your opponent's cost spells your opponent's cost spells your opponent's cost 2 more to cast. At the beginning of your end step, each opponent loses 1 life. Oh, that's kind of interesting. One-sided, even more powerful kind of Trinisphere type effect, which is cool. Big difference. Trinisphere costs 3. This costs 6. That is twice as much if you're paying attention at home. But a lot of the decks that seek to just power out Trinisphere ASAP do so with like a ton of fast mana, right? So if this comes down even a turn later, the fact that it stays relevant for the entire game and not just like, well, I mean, Trinisphere definitely stays relevant for the entire game too. But you have this and Trinisphere out is, I guess, the idea. And now suddenly everything is costing 5 minimum. They want to ponder. That's 5 mana. So that's hilarious. And then even the stuff they're pondering for, which normally would, you know, if it was a normal 4-drop, it would be a 4-drop. Surprise, that's a 6-drop. Just like this. Yeah, maybe, I don't know. I'm thinking, could decks that want Trinisphere want this? Like, maybe? I almost think that a lot of them just want copies 5 through 8 of that effect, too. And this kind of gets you there. It's just like you really have to be the fast mana version of the deck. Whereas I think other types of Trinisphere Prism type decks actually stick kind of low to the ground. Because they really just want like Trinisphere almost at the top of their Prism curve, along with like Ensnaring Bridge or whatever. And below that, they're dumping out their chalices and stuff. So I don't know. I'm gonna say God statue. Trinisphere decks, please try. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, maybe. Right? Maybe. All I'm saying is maybe. Just try it. What does the Interplanar Beacon actually do? Is that a card? Is that a... Oh. Oh, right. Okay. Sauron's Thirst, we saw that. Saw all of these, this comic. Alright, sure. Leyline Prowler. Alright, that's interesting. Okay, this little Mana Dork guy. Mana Dork, Death Touch, Lifelink. He's trying to do a lot of stuff. That guy needs to pick a lane, maybe. But it's nice. It ramps you a little bit and stuff. Multicolored ley lines. I don't think they'll ever print ley lines again. I don't know if they liked ley lines after all. I don't know if I like ley lines after all. They're such a cool idea for a card, I think, but I don't know if it actually leads to good gameplay or if it just leads to lots and lots of, I just gotta keep mulliganing. Gotta keep mulliganing for my ley line. And oh my god, I drew a ley line. I don't even have this color mana in my deck. It's like, oh no. Alright, that's a cute card though. I like it. Sure, we saw that. Lazotep Behemoth. Yeah, that's pretty funny. Yeah, it's true. It's a big zombie hippo. Primordial Worm and Ward Scale Crocodile. I was wondering if we would get a big gigantic worm in this set because it is on Ravnica, and for some reason, even though Ravnica is like the city themed plane, given that it's a gigantic city, it's also the giant worm plane where some of the largest worms, including the all-time biggest, fattest creature ever, were printed. So let's see. Oh, it's just this. Okay, all right, sure. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, okay, I see. Alright, sure. That's what it is. Death Sprout? It's some very intriguing artwork. Very beautiful and enchanting. An intriguing mana cost, the exact same as that Lich person, who I didn't write. Oh, Storev, yeah, there we go. I forgot if I had written it down or not. Instant, destroy target creature, searching for library for your basic land card, put it on the battlefield, tap, and sort of like, wow, wow. Oh man, that's like pretty good. That's pretty pushed. Hey, the Golgari midrange deck, here it comes. I like that it's sort of a reverse Assassin's Trophy too. I mean, of course, it doesn't have anywhere near the utility of Assassin's Trophy since it's just creatures that you're murking, but still, that's pretty great. Ramp and kill. Talking about just doing it all. Couple downsides, I guess. You do need a creature to target in order to play this, right? So you can't ever just play it for pure ramp value. I don't know. That's fine. Maybe it's more of a sideboard card because of that, or just in general. I often complain about like ramping from 4 and stuff, but this isn't pure ramp. Like this is solving a problem that you're probably going to have. And I'm assuming that the deck you're playing that really wants to do this is playing some other ramp cards too. So you're probably playing this like turn 2, even possibly. And then the first threat they bring down, they're like, gotta slow this guy down. Here's some pressure. Here's a clock. Nope. Nothing lasts forever, baby. Everything lasts. This is cool flavor text too. This is quite the lesson that we should learn. Maybe in our society, which produces so much garbage, so much trash, so many things that we buy because we think of them as disposable, and then they're not really so disposable. They just go somewhere else. They're someone else's problem. So yeah, you know, I'm saying like, what's this called again? Death Spread? Whoa, that's not what I meant to do. What the heck? Oh, I like full screened it. There we go. Mid-range. Golgari is online. For real. I want to see this in like all sorts of decks. I want people to try this out. It seems really strong to me. It fixes your mana too. The fact that it's basic land is kind of lame, but it would be a little too crazy if it wasn't. It would be a lot nicer actually if it was like search your library for a forest or swamp, because then at least you can bind duels. But that's pretty good. It's pretty good. Oh yeah, we saw that before. We'll see another plane apart from Ravnica in War. Oh, ooh. Ah. Ooh. Okay, that's interesting. Next hint towards Kaldheim. I think, yeah, I also feel like Kaldheim is coming. Sad story of a girl that wanted to ramp. Oh, damn! Oh, that's brutal. All right, very cool. I like it. Pouncing Lynx. All right, sure. Cute. What am I saying? I don't know what's all over here. Yeah, it's fun. It's like a pet cliche. Spellkeeper weird. Oh yeah, this. I was like, I think I've seen this card before. I have seen this card before. No, there's some weirds. Weirds are always an interesting tribal. Lots and lots of weird. This weird I think is really weird, but I'm really into it. I think this card is super cool. Yeah, this card's kind of neat. Sure. Where's our new weird? Oh, this is it. Oh, okay, well, it's kind of exciting. That's pretty exciting for a common. Spellkeeper weird. Ah, okay. All right. So they have a little buddy system going. Both of these cards are very exciting for common. And I read something that they were like, yeah, we're trying to make commons more exciting now People are thinking that it's kind of in response to trying to scoop up more of the Hearthstone audience, because Hearthstone has always been pretty good for distributing unique effects and interesting things across all rarities, probably owing to the fact that Hearthstone doesn't have anywhere near as much of a limited focus and prints so many fewer cards per year. But it's kind of interesting to see, like, these cards I wouldn't say are pushed necessarily. This isn't too bad. Like, you can kind of imagine that this would be good, but it's definitely not up there with, like, Young Peasy, of course, who gets you just elementals, and you get to go wide, which is usually what you're trying to do in a deck like this. Like a deck that's churning through a bunch of instants and stuff. It's even putting aside, like, Monastery Mentor or something crazy like that. Well, actually, Young Pyromancer versus Monastery Mentor. They're both pretty nuts, but probably Young Pyromancer is even better. At any rate, it's like too over-centralizing. This thing can still get bounce. This thing can still get death sprouted or what have you. So, but it's like exciting, right? Like you see this, you're excited to draft it, you're excited for it to interact. Like I think in Limited, this thing could be a huge house in the right deck. I'm using all sorts of slang today. I wonder why. I feel like I've used way more slang in this video than I normally do. Just strange things too. Like, why did I say house? Why did I say it could be a house in the right deck? Like, what? Like, where is this coming from? Okay, anyways. Yeah, look, you can see them in their arts. It's fun. And again, it's very exciting. Probably pretty good in Limited. Not really overly pushed or anything like that, but its stats aren't bad either. Like the fact that it's 1/4 is really relevant, really nice. All right, cool. Ooh, Tolsimir, Friend to Wolves. Damn, this guy looks awesome. Look at this. Look at this. He's coming in with his wolf. Create Vorja, a friend to elves. Yay! I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it. He comes with his wolf. He's giving you 6 power. He's getting you targeted removal of anything less than 3 toughness. He's getting you 3 life too? This guy is pretty pushed. All of these 2-color legendaries seem fairly pushed to me. I mean, it is a 5-drop, but it has immediate board impact. It's helpful in stabilizing. It gets you life. You get 2 bodies out of it. I don't know, man. There's a lot to like here. Especially the art. Look at him go. Look at how happy Voja is to just get to eat skulls all day. And the name sounds like a Tolkien character to me. Someone who's fairly ignorant when it comes to Tolkien. So I'm sure people will like that too. What a lad. If the deck exists, I'll play him. I see this as like, well, first off, in Limited, if you want to talk about a house, this is an apartment complex. You just windmill slam this sort of card. But in Standard, if the Silesia, or however Selenia, I don't remember what it's called, the green-white deck, mid-range deck exists. This is the beautiful way to top out the curve. Aside from that, probably not. Probably not going to do anything. Roll inversion. Scambia. Exchange control of target permanent with target other permanent or something. Probably. I think there's a card that already does this, and it's called like Switcheroo or something like that. Exchange control of 2 target permanents to share type. Okay, alright. Oh yeah, you could grab lands with this. It's fun. What's the card that's like this? Hopefully someone in the comment mentions it. Are you sure? You sure? Yeah, it's CMC 3. Well, what is... Yeah, there we go. Switcheroo. Yeah. Shifting loyalties. These are expensive, right? This is about what I expected the price to be. And stuff like Mind Control usually comes in at 5+ these days. like straight up just taking something permanently. So, is this good? It's hard to say. It all kind of depends on like, the problem with this sort of card is that it can't ever really pull you deep out of the hole, right? If you have the board presence that you're actually, you have some guy that you can swap for. Except, oh, I don't know, like you're down, you're losing badly. They've got some big boy coming in. You're on your turn. You have the mana to cast something extremely cheap from your hand, and then do your old switcheroo, which is pretty sweet. So maybe. It's pretty pushed though. That's for sure. Maybe. Probably. I don't know. But I don't know. The art is really fun too, and the little story and the flavor text. Great card all around. I'm glad they've tried pushing that effect now. Like they've noticed that it's exciting and a fun effect. So they're like, all right, maybe at 3 CMC. 2 colors, sure, but you know, 3 CMC, that's extremely cheap. War Screecher. Oh, that's pretty good. This could definitely do you well in limited. All right. We saw this. We haven't seen this, but it's pretty vanilla, so sure. Giants. Well, I like this flavor text. This feels a lot like in One Piece, in the War at the Summit, when the giant squadron starts getting involved. It's pretty sweet. Banehound. Wow, alright. That's pretty exciting. Yeah, that's like, dang, 2 keyword abilities on 1/1 for 1. Haste on black is pretty rare too. Lifelink Haste is a pretty crazy combination. You essentially have a net delta of 2 on turn 1. Usually you have to do something like Goblin Guide for that. But no card advantage for them. No free land, nothing like that. Just a hungry dog. Yeah, I don't know. This thing seems pretty exciting. Exciting commons again. We're back to the exciting common era. How great would it feel to just start scooping these up near the end of a draft, right? Black is open. You've already got your Death Sprout. You've already got your Storev. And then you're like, what should I start rezzing with Storev? Well, what's something I can just spam? And then like every pack has one of these guys. And you're like, yep, give me another dog. Give me another dog. Give me another dog. Oh boy. I feel like this is going to be a pretty crazy limited environment. I'd like to try it. Hopefully I can convince one of my friends to buy a box. Anyways, it looks like we're caught up. Nothing too crazy today, but we will keep checking them out. I don't know how much longer. I think there's like 2 more weeks of spoiler season, which is exciting. So yeah, look forward to more of this. Bye-bye.